here with us today. Thank you. So without further ado, I think it's time to welcome our big time star for the welcome remarks. She's also a very good friend of mine, and I saw her in Taiwan Film Festival. She also got award in the International Film Festival, and she also has a lot of credentials. So it's not enough to introduce her all the credentials here today. But without further ado, let us welcome our producer of HER LOCKET. Let us welcome Ms. Rebecca Chuaunsu. 掌声欢迎我们制作人上官贤丽女士的欢迎。
谢谢莫妮卡。Hello, 晚上好. I'd like to thank each and every one of you who are here tonight. I'm teary-eyed right now because it's the first time world premiere of HER LOCKET with simplified Chinese text. 好就快好咱的菲律賓有中文的地方. I'm so glad many years ago, Ami Tan, the author of Joy Luck Club, she saw through my eyes that I should be an actress and a producer. Several years later, I met Anita Linda, and she also told me the same thing. Tonight, I thank the Lord, and I thank each and every one of you for making my dream come true. Later, please stay for the question and answer, and we have 4 raffle prizes tonight. And if you wish to have block screenings and other events nationwide, from Luzon, Visayas to Mindanao, please join us at the reception table later, because right now, the man who brought us to the Philippines is here tonight, Mr. Butch Ibanez. He is the president of Solar Entertainment and the chairman of NCCA. Sir Butch.
Thank you, Ms. Rebecca. Sobra-sobra po yata yung position. Di ba ako president? So, I'm at general manager of Solar Pictures. But anyway, Ms. Rebecca asked me to say a few words. And it's ano ba, very revealing no, to hear yung journey mo in going into filmmaking and being an actor. Siguro i-reveal ko lang yung journey ng HER LOCKET to the Philippines based on what we saw. HER LOCKET's homecoming to the Philippines in pictures. So it all started with 30 feature films. Ganun po karami yung sinabit sa Sinag Maynila. And out of the 30 films, 7 were chosen to compete. Isa po doon ang HER LOCKET. Yung selection committee po namin, just so you know, it's composed of Mr. Tito Valiente. He's a film critic and film educator and a member of the Manunuri ng Pelikulang Pilipino. Another one is Rica Arevalo, writer, director, and educator, head of the Education Division of the Film Development Council of the Philippines. And another one, third one, is Juliet Quizon, Festival Director and Consultant of the Lucas Negros Oriental Film Festival and the Secretary of the National Committee on Cinema of the NCCA. These 3 are colleagues of mine sa Committee on Cinema ng National Commission for Culture and the Arts. I've been working with them and we trust yung kanilang taste no, in selecting the films. So that was the first hurdle. Actually, second hurdle. And of course, after the fateful night, no, 3 jury members gave very outstanding citations sa film. And these were, one is Born in Naga, directed the documentary And So It Begins, the Philippines Entry to the Oscars, si Ramona Diaz. The other one, writer, director, and actress, Miss Beth Orteza. And the third one, award-winning director and actor sometimes, no? Si Direk Diaz. So these 3 were unanimous, and they gained 9 nominations, 8 wins for HER LOCKET sa Sinag Maynila. Best Film, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, Best Director, Best Production Design, Best Screenplay, Best cinematography, and a jury prize for unsung acting. And of course, let us not forget, one amazing captain of the ship is Rebecca Chuaunsu. So you brought everyone to toe the line. And of course, the very supportive team of HER LOCKET. We're very privileged and proud to be a part of this team on the family as the official Philippine distributor. So, asahan po namin yung suporta sa January 22. Mapita-kita po tayo sa HER LOCKET Cinemas nationwide. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much, sir, for your very inspirational speech. And it's also our honor to have you here with us today. And I would like, on behalf of Ms. Rebecca, I would also thank you for your continued support for our film, HER LOCKET. And later, after our film showing, meron pa po tayong Q&A session. So I would like to encourage everyone to please stay with us. Yeah.
It's very rare that we watch a film that portrays the story of Philippine Chinese and Chinese communities. How sa iyo, Rebecca? And then, maganda yung kwento. You really are watching the film to find out the past and how the past is. So, congratulations.
It was said in the credits that it was inspired by a true story. So, before you gave the story to the writer, who did he interview for the story, for the film?
This film is somewhat autobiographical. So the story is inspired by true-to-life events.
Sorry.
The story is inspired by true-to-life events.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, si Roberto.
Thank you.
We have a question from Roberto Gonzalez.
Yes, first, congratulations sa inyo lahat. My question is, your film is going to be shown on the 22nd, right? At theaters. So how do you feel that finally it will be shown commercially?
This film or this story is 32 years in the making. When my own father wrote his last will and testament. And it took me 50 years of acting lessons, my study at UP, to prepare me for this role. So it's sentimental.
And the other cast, like si Sophie, si Poo, and si Sir, kasi kakatapos lang ng film festival. So, what are your expectations sa showing ninyo sa cinemas on the 27th?
Actually, I'm not expecting much, but I just hope that this movie will be like a message to everyone out there who's going to watch it. Na may makuha silang something, may ma-realize silang something, na kami ganun pala, even in right now.
I think for me, I'm just really hoping that people can come out and support HER LOCKET. I think this movie, as you all have seen, is somewhat like a love letter to the community. And I hope, there's so many stories about family and love and truth and empowerment, and there's something for everyone. And at the heart of it, you have the fighting spirit of a woman like Rebecca, who, as she said just now, for 32 years, 50 years, just to be able for this film to come up here. And I hope you can all spread the word and support that in yung film as well. Thank you.
Yan, Sir Magnus, nakadamdam lahat ng mana.
Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. It's a big shoe to fill in after the Film Fest sa 22nd. Pero the beauty of it now is with social media, tulad nga sinabi ni Bu, baka pwede natin i-spread. And I think naman, I together with the other cast, have experienced something na close to our hearts na iba talaga ang pamilya, dugo sa dugo. At kung maihahatid natin yung mensahe yun sa masa, magandang ipasa natin, di ba? Hindi na yung, okay, may mga comedy tayo dyan, meron tayong mga action. Pero sa hirap ng buhay yun, maganda rin kasi pagsama-sama natin. Salamat.
Thank you and
When we were brainstorming the storyline, it was during the pandemic. So we had to develop the story, the screenplay, via Zoom. And during the photo shoot and the camera and the principal photography, my husband was diagnosed with illness. And on the last day shoot, I had to rush him to the hospital. During the post-editing, he passed away. So this is a very sentimental film for me because of the roller coaster ride.
thank you po and congratulations. Thanks very much. Rose?
Okay, so now I would like to introduce another VIP to lead another part of the Q&A portion. He is the Grace Alumni Association Incorporated Youth Committee Chairman and also the Federation of Filipino Chinese Alumni Associations Incorporated Director and also the member of Chinese Filipino Business Club Incorporated. Now please give your hand and let us welcome Mr. Jaren Lawrence Go. Please,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm honored to be given the opportunity to serve as the associate producer to handle the Filipino-Chinese market of this very esteemed independent film. Allow me to utilize this opportunity to acknowledge the several organizations who have made tonight's event possible through your participation. First of all, Federation of Filipino-Chinese Alumni Association Incorporated, who has very generously given us a congratulatory ad in today's newspaper. 非华工商总会、非华商联总会、马尼拉地位素诺国际狮子会、非华文经总会、非华青年服务团、非华文经总会、菲律宾各中心会人民总会青年组、厦门大学菲律宾校友会、领会学院校友会、崇德学院校友会、北京大学菲律宾校友会、菲律宾让的武士总心总会、上华语言中心、菲律宾中华研究所、菲律宾能人中学校友会、菲律宾基督教领会学院、圣公会中学。Brief. 飞华网红和部落格，厦门航空有限公司马尼拉办事处，31中汽菲律宾分公司，中国通信服务菲律宾分公司，马尼拉标准报、今日报、闽沦落报刊，菲律宾商报、非华电视台、非中电视台、非中新闻台、远东广播台。菲律宾房地产公司 PCN Promo Pro 华为指定合作方，菲律宾青年拯救 Junior Achievement of the Philippines Solar TV， 菲律宾领会基督教会，甘帕心理健康联盟 ，and many more. So you could only imagine how I spent my Christmas. Thank you very much to all these associations for joining us tonight. Now may I welcome two very special panelists who are very close to my heart and shall answer two very simple questions that are related to the characters of the movie that we have just seen. So may I welcome on stage Dr. Joyce Piap Go and Dr. Tan Zo Jung. A round of applause, please. So let's start with Dr. Tan Zo Jung. Very simple question. We all know that Jewel is a sufferer of the very degenerative disease called dementia. And many of us have encountered this very wretched disease in the elderly that we have met at some point in our lives. So our question for Dr. Tan is, how do we detect dementia at an early stage, and what can we do to mitigate its effects?
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude for inviting me to be here. Can you hear me? Well, this is indeed a very, very touching and very realistic film. As we see the many families with the demise of the parents, the siblings go to fight over the very nice division of the properties. Now, this is a story about the dementia of Mrs. As we know, dementia literally means disturbance of the mind. Dementia means mind. Day means disturbance of mind. So in dementia, the main features are poor memory and also difficulty in understanding. So those are the important features of dementia. Now the question is how to prevent. Now, so the most important prevention of dementia is to have more mental practice. Usually, we always say that in order to be strong physically, we should have more physical exercise. For the brain, in order to prevent disturbance of thinking or to enhance our memory, we should have more mental exercise, like reading books, engage in mental activities, readings, watching movies, Bible studies, music, playing games. So these are exercises that can retain our mental function. In medical speaking, we also have to take about physical health, like diabetes mellitus, hypertension, and other medical diseases. All of these will predispose a person to dementia. So taking care of the hypertension, diabetes mellitus, these are things that can help prevent dementia.
Thank you, Dr. Tan. And our question for Dr. Joyce Bianco. Mommy, since I'm your only son, and I am the favorite by default, we have seen that Jewel has experienced the ill effects of favoritism in the family. So given that there have been many adverse effects to her adolescence and her growing up. So if we experience this while growing up, how do we mitigate its negative effects as adults?
First of all, I would like to congratulate my auntie Rebecca. In Chinese, I call her CE. So, indeed, when I married your family, she has already been acting very beautiful wherever you go, wherever she goes, and whenever we have got together. Congratulations, CE. Truly proud of you. Back to your question. If you are a parent here, I would encourage you to try not to have favoritism because it will definitely have an effect on the children. But sometimes parents cannot avoid it, and as human as we are sinful beings and we do have favoritism. But if we as children have experienced favoritism, I hope that we will all be like Jewel, being able to rise above the situation. And if there is a key word I can use for this film, it is the forgiveness of her heart that was able to let her go through life and really become a victorious person or a victorious Christian. So I hope that all of us will have this forgiveness of heart that starts with a decision that we wanted to forgive someone in our family and then make baby steps to work towards it.
Thank you very much. I'll bring the mic up to the interview.
We are down to the last 3 to 4 set of questions. We'd like to ask Rose or Jojo. Rose.
Hello, good evening po, and congratulations. And Ma'am Rebecca, you're a good actress. My question is this movie production, am I right? Or will you still pursue producing more films after this?
Thank you for your question. I'm not running for Miss Universe, but I'm glad to answer your question. This movie started as a revenge film. But along the way, I read the diaries of my dad and my mom, and written in their diaries. There were 32 years of diaries, and written on the diary is the Bible verse, mercy and compassion from Exodus. This is my first full-length film. I had a short film under the direction of Direct Brillante Mendoza. So I brought this to different continents, to US, to Europe, to Africa, to Asia, and now to the Philippines. I have already the synopsis of Her Locket too. But I need you to spread the word so that during the commercial run, there will be more people to come and we can have more ticket sales so that I can produce Her Locket too.
We have a set of questions from Jojo Maria.
I have just one to Ms. Rebecca. This is not the first movie about, or maybe featuring the Filipino-Chinese family. But how different is this from all of them?
Yes, I appeared in Manopo 3, and then in Manopo 7 as the mother of Richard Yap. And along the way, I saw how Mother Lily and Rosel Monteverde worked, and I was inspired by them to produce my own movie, but blending the two cultures, Filipino and Chinese cultures. I brought this to many different parts of the world. Next will be Hong Kong. I hope people will appreciate. This is a small film, but we want to impart more messages to our kababayan. The Filipino communities in US and Europe are very warm. They are homesick. And in Africa, the young girls would just hug me and take selfies with me or autograph. I am not as famous as national artist Ricky Lee, but they appreciate the message and the film. Thank you.
Is that saying you wish it will be more appreciated here at this point?
I'd like to, because after the Sinag Maynila run, wherein we won 8 awards, there were some press people who asked me if I'm ready with Her Locket too. I am ready, but I need your support.
And at the very least, it deserves appreciation. So, thank you.
Thank you, Jojo. We're down to the last question from Hannah of Inquirer.
Hello, good evening to everyone and congratulations. So this film is very special to the Filipino-Chinese community. So what do you want the Filipinos and the other people who will see this film nationwide to know about the Filipino-Chinese community while seeing this film?
Yes, there are many subjects here that are taboos, like gender equality, women empowerment, and inheritance issues. This is not only for the rich families, but the rich and middle-class families in Filipino and Chinese communities. The message we want to bring to the audience is a woman has a voice, and the voice needs to be heard.
So thank you for your questions. So I would like to encourage everyone to please go to the cinema, buy the ticket, and support our film Her Locket, so that our producer, Miss Rebecca, could have inspiration and budget to produce more and more movies. Okay, so.